This is Miss Shedlock, Miss Shedlock. I've never met an expert on the finances of Chicago and Illinois that I liked better. What do you think the chances are that Chicago will be able to come up with that kind of balloon payment for pension liabilities in 2016?
I don't think it's possible at all, Rick. Look at the Board of Education. It's got to come up with $1 billion. From where? The state itself has a $9 billion budget deficit this year, or this fiscal year. So, City of Chicago, Rahm Emanuel wants the money to come from the state. The state doesn't have it. The state itself has to come up with $9 billion. Not going to happen.
Okay, well, let's look at alternatives, okay? Because the only way they're going to get this is basically through property taxes. And you said Nuveen did a study. How much would they have to raise property taxes for, let's say, a $400,000 house that currently pays about $6,000 a year in taxes to meet some of these obligations?
Nuveen came up with a number of 50%, but I think that number is actually optimistic because it doesn't count on the fact that there's going to be capital flight, people are going to leave. That 50% only fixes Chicago. It doesn't fix downstate. Downstate has as big a problem as Chicago does, and it also assumes returns that I think are unrealistic in the stock market.
Okay, now, so let me get this straight, Mish. If the city council and downstate and Chicago don't get their act together soon, you have to make plans if you're going to raise taxes right now to make the payment in 2016. You don't think it's possible. What happens?
They're already too late. What's going to happen is a default.
Okay, who's going to default? Not the City of Chicago.
Not the City of Chicago. The Chicago Board of Education is going to default because they need to come up with money right here, right now.
So let me get this straight again, because this is confusing. They're already technically insolvent, right?
Well, the whole system is insolvent.
Okay, so what's the distinguishing factor between insolvency and bankruptcy at this point?
In Chapter 9 bankruptcy, you have to be able to meet. It's different for corporations. Corporations can default on look at all their obligations and say, hey, there's absolutely no way that we can meet all these obligations. However, for when you've got taxing authority behind you, like municipalities do, and this is what drug out Detroit for so long, was finally there was an inability to make some payment somewhere. It's the Chicago Board of Education that's going to be able to not be able to make that payment. Unless either the City of Chicago or the State of Illinois comes up with it. Good luck on the State of Illinois.
This is only one of 6 funds, right? I mean, we have the policemen, the firemen, the municipal employees, the laborers and retirees, Chicago teachers, and park employees. This is only one. Police and firemen have a big issue being underfunded as well, do they not?
All of them have the funding ratio is something between...
We're out of time here. Give me one general number for the state and the city, how much underfunded they are in total.
About $130 billion.
$130 billion. So if you don't like your taxes raised or go through the drama in the courts, I guess there's always states neighboring us have much lower tax structure. Mish, thank you very much. Squawk on the Street Crew, back to you.